Video critics, chronic bitchers who take out their misery on crap all over the world. Now they must learn what it feels like to be hated. Hey, this is that creepy bald guy known as Martial Horror, here to present you with another episode of Critiquing the Critics. A not-so-popular critic, which is me, Martial Horror. And today's episode is a review of The Cinema Snob. And what can be said about The Cinema Snob? He's the worst video critic to ever broadcast on the web. Why? Because he sucks. Why? I'm glad you asked, because that does have a very simple answer. He has the balls to have hair when I don't. Hair that I, and balding people like me, wish I had. Whenever I see a review of his, I see that smug-looking hair looking straight at me, teasing me. And I want it! Now you might be asking, what about all the other video critics? Don't they have hair? Oh wait, they do. That means that most video critics suck. It also means that I'm best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep me down. Oh, who am I kidding? Few people even watch my video reviews. And even fewer like them. I just want to be loved. Okay, but I'm a professional, so I'm going to be objective about this and overlook the snob's hair bastard. And look at the quality of his reviews. The Cinema Snob was born when Roger Ebert did his hilarious review on Friday the 13th Part 4, where he saw the film as something much more than what it was. So the Snob became a parody of that, being a pretentious critic who was forced to watch bad, and I mean bad, films from the 70s and 80s, usually focusing on grindhouse fodder. You really have to appreciate the guy, because unlike most critics who are just exaggerations of their real-life personalities, the Snob creates a completely different personality that it's clearly taking a lot of acting to do. And when you see him in his non-Snob videos, you see that he's absolutely nothing like the character he plays. So that's very interesting. So the Snob feels like a true character, completely different from the actor himself. Unfortunately, he does slip once, referring to Bruno Mattei in a positive light. And no critic would ever say anything about Bruno Mattei in a positive light unless it's saying that he sucks slightly less than Claudio Fragasso. For the most part, the Snob just sits there and reviews his films. There are no kind of flamboyant antics or any kind of special effects, really.
Halloween has a great build-up that delivered suspense, anticipation, and a lot of fucking creepy imagery. This movie's build-up consists of the girls driving, and driving, and driving, and driving. If the movie were about a killer pack of deer that jumps in front of the road and oozes ongoing traffic, this might have been suspenseful.
He just relies on his wit.
Okay, let's talk about some of the acting, because it's not really acting, much in the way that having a seizure isn't really dancing.
And anger.
Why won't you die?
As the name promises, he does come across as kind of a snob.
I'll stick with real movies about mental illness, thank you very much. Movies like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and if I want fat, well, I'll pop in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Those movies should not be mixed in with Friday the 13th Part 5.
But he never forgets to be funny, which is what makes him such a lovable character.
And as an even bigger fuck you, the movie comes with video violence too.
His reviews are also pretty short compared to a lot of the others, which is pretty nice too. How many times are you in the middle of a nostalgia critic review and you just realize that you're halfway through and you gotta go to work? So sometimes it is nice to see a short one. I do have some problems with him, however. For one, the lighting always seems a bit off to me. His original review of Frankenstein's Island, you can barely see a thing. Well, when he did that, he actually mentioned that most of his lighting was done in post-production, and he simply forgot it. Well, Snob, I'm going to go ahead and give you some advice, because I too struggle with bad lighting at times. So, let's show me with bad lighting. So here is my great secret. Turning the light on. Pretty cutting-edge stuff, I know. But hell, I'm sure there's something I'm overlooking there. So, what do I rate him? I'm going to have to go with a 3 out of 4 stars. The lighting is my most objective criticism, but even more important than that, he makes a lot of referential jokes. And if you aren't familiar with the genre he's reviewing, you'll be clueless. Hell, I love the genre. It's my genre of speciality, and I don't even know what the hell he's talking about at times. So, for example, if you didn't understand who I was talking about when I mentioned Bruno Mattei or Claudio Fragasso, the Cinema Snob might not be for you. But he is for me. I love that stuff. I'd actually say that he probably does deserve a 3.5 out of 4 stars. Maybe even a 4 star, because he is getting a lot better, and I personally find the guy hilarious. But once again, you might not. If you're not into those low-budget crap fest films like me, then you probably won't get it. But I've been wrong before. But not now, because I'm rarely wrong. And when I am wrong, it's thinking that a movie like Twilight will be good. Then I eat my words. You also have to admire the fact that he reviews some really bad stuff. Even stuff I'm reluctant to touch. And I don't freaking cat in the brain. Oh yeah, he was also the guy to introduce me to Crazy Fat Ethel 2. Which I took oh so well. You know, Snob, I watched that movie twice. Once for my written review, and the second for my video review. Which is currently my least popular video review. Which says a lot. So, you might want to pray that we never meet in a dark alley in any place, where I will have my trusty box cutter, and a pair of scissors. Then your hair shall be mine, and it will be glorious! But until then, keep up the good work. So the Cinema Snob gets a 3 out of 4 stars. If you would like to go to his website, go to www.thecinemasnob.com. It's awesome.